Welcome to the Camden County Chamber of Commerce's Get in Your Business podcast, your go-to source for all things small business in Camden County. I'm your host, Alison Shores, and each week we'll be diving into the heart of our community, bringing you inspiring interviews with local small business owners, insightful discussions on issues that matter, and the latest on events that could impact your business. Plus, don't miss out on our expert tips to help your business grow and thrive. Whether you're a budding entrepreneur or a seasoned business pro, this is the podcast for you. So let's get down to business. What's up, Camden County? Alison Shores, Camden County Chamber of Commerce, and you're catching the 20th episode of the Getting in Your Business podcast. This Getting in Your Business podcast is made possible by our Chairman Circle sponsors, Comcast Business, Georgia Power Company, Hargray, Plug Power, St. Mary's DDA, TDS Telecom, and Ameris Bank. So let's get down to business. Today, I am with the owner of Hola Beaches. I couldn't wait to say it. And I am saying beaches. So I'm so excited. Zahi, thank you for being in the studio with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's talk all things travel agent. So first things first, how in the world did you get into this?
I feel like it's almost kind of like everybody's story. You've had a bad experience and you're like, how do I make this better? It was our first cruise.
Yeah.
I booked all of our family travel for years. I've been booking travel for my friends and I since I was like 19 years old.
Yeah.
My dad was he was huge into traveling. So we were always all over the place. So that props to dad for that.
Yeah.
But, so we were like, I was like, for my 40th birthday, I want to do something different. I want to go on a cruise. And of course, trying to convince a husband who's on a seagoing boat to go on a cruise was
He's like, seriously?
Yeah. Like,
seriously, this is what you want to do?
Right. Like, this is the last thing I want to do. But we managed to convince him, and I went to one of those websites. It said cruise in the name. So you figured they're an expert. Yeah. Correct. So, I picked the cruise that I wanted to go on. Did all the steps, called the person. She was calling herself an agent, so I assumed she was a travel agent. And we had, we put our deposit down, and we were within what we call final payment window, so we had to pay for the whole thing off. Once we made that payment, I never heard from her again.
No.
Right. So I did what everybody does. You go on YouTube and you get ready, you watch your videos, and everybody's talking about, documents, and they're talking about luggage tags, and I'm like, I have nothing. I have no idea.
I cannot even imagine.
So of course the type A me is like, oh my God, like, what do I do?
Yeah.
So I'm calling the cruise line. They're telling me they can't talk to me because an agent booked it. I'm calling them. No one knows who this woman is. It was a call center.
What?
Yeah.
I wonder how many people this has actually happened to.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
I do get that a lot. Like, I don't get any communication after deposit or after final payment. I almost like harass my clients because I stay in contact with them just to make sure that, they don't know what's going on, or like, hey, your flight changed. Can you make sure you're on top of that? So finally, I was able to get the cruise line to release the paperwork to me. And after that, I was like, okay, I don't think I'll ever do that again. Now, it is a little scary because cruises are a completely different monster. I did not speak cruise at the time. I mean, they're asking me, you want port, you want starboard, you want you want this. So once we get on our cruise, we went off. We had a wonderful time. And then there's a last day, the whole staff, like the kind of their officers come out. And everybody's talking about how like great travel agents are. And I'm like, whatever.
They are not.
They're not.
That is not the experience I had.
Right. So I'm like, I could do this. Now, my husband is wonderful, and to a fault. He thinks I can do anything.
I love that, though. We all need people that believe in us,
So he's like, he just turns and he's like, you can. I was like, okay, but how do you go about that?
Yeah.
Did the research. I didn't know whether you had to. I was like, is there a travel agent school? Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
So I searched, and I found out there was a gazillion different ways to do it. You're going to have your host agency, which is what I'm doing. I am hosted by one of the premier host agencies in the country. Okay. They've been around for over 25 years, so they know the industry. I have a lot of support from them. They're fantastic. I did come over from another one, which was wonderful as well. I just came to one because it was a little closer. Mine now is in Jacksonville, so it's awesome. Yeah. And that's pretty much how Hola Beaches started. It was like bad experience. I'm like, what is it that I am going to not do? Like, my clients know that I will be there every single step.
And that's what I love about you, because you are literally there from day one, and you probably you stay in contact. You make people feel like, before I'm even like, should I be worried, or what about this, or what about this? Zai's got it, you know. So that's what's so great about you, and like, you love the people that you're scheduling these trips for. Yeah. Like, you start to know like what they like and what they don't like, and those things, and that's part of what makes your agency to me different. So I just love the people aspect. Everybody knows I'm a people person. I love the people. So, you know, anytime somebody cares and is taking an extra step to take care of them, I think it just speaks volumes for it.
It's your memories, you know.
Yeah.
You do get a lot of people who are having really bad experiences lately. I mean, you see them in the news, and I'm like, I can't even imagine. Like, our best memories with our kids were on a vacation. My best memories with my parents were on a vacation somewhere. And I can't even imagine not having somebody advocate for you, especially when you don't know.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, something that I learned with you back when we did our video. I think there is still a misconception that people are like, oh, I can't afford a travel agent. And that's just simply not the case, because you're already paying for it. Correct. It's already built into the fees. Correct. So before I just start talking about that and tell people the wrong information, because I get so excited, you tell people about that, like what it's like to hire a travel agent, like that it is free, and the steps that they go through there.
Right. So not every travel agent does a fee. I know I don't charge a fee as of right now. I know during COVID, a lot of agents lost. I'm talking about, we're in the millions of dollars. So some of them started implementing fees. Some of them do implement fees because we get a lot of what we call tire kickers.
Tire kickers? Okay.
Yeah, they're just pretty much shopping around. They're shopping you. Okay. Like, oh, I saw this on .com.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, can you get it cheaper? Probably not.
Yeah.
For a couple of reasons. Not only because you are looking at a wholesaler, but you're also looking at a category, let's say a room or a cabin that I would never book my clients in. Anything that says guaranteed, I'm not doing. They only guarantee you the category. They don't guarantee you where it is. Some of the cruise lines are not even guaranteeing the cabins themselves. They're overselling. So if you come and say, hey, this is cheaper, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm there for the service. You will get, first class service with me. Like I said, you will become part of my family.
And two, like, I think a lot of us, when we're going online and, like, let's just say booking ourselves, we're booking these places. We have never been there. We don't know what these hotels. Yeah, the pictures look great. And how many times have the pictures looked amazing? And then you get there and you're like, wait a second.
Correct.
I got one of the rooms that was not done, or whatever it is. You've actually, I know that you tour these places. Like, you actually go on, trips where you're actually doing on-site tours. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So you actually know what these places look like.
That is one of the most important things that people don't realize about us. Not all of us. I know some of us just kind of do it on a part-time basis, and they don't have, but I invest, and that's an investment that I make for my agency, where I need to know firsthand what the rooms look like. What does the airport look like? I can walk you in and out of that airport, like the Cancun airport, like blindfolded. I can, because I know every single aspect of it. If I don't know it, trust me, I am talking to someone who has even many more years than I do of experience, and they'll let me know, hey, this is which way we got to go. But the tours are amazing. We call them fam trips.
Fam trips, okay.
So they're super fun. Couple of reasons. You get to tour a different country, obviously. You get to tour properties. I did just Jamaica. I just came back from, and I did about 8 properties. And every single one of them was different. You also get to spend time with other agents in the business. And that's a huge, it's like a win for you, because you become like they become part of your travel tribe.
At your travel tribe. I love that. And they get to you get to learn from each other.
Yes.
That's the one thing that I love about the chamber is I am constantly learning, and you get to find tricks and different tips that'll help, And something else that I think is really cool about what you do is you end up having contacts at these hotels and at these places, even the dinner places and things that you're booking, you end up having relationships. So let's say that something goes wrong, you have somebody to call.
Right.
I'm not going to have that. I'm like, who do you call? So there's so many benefits to having a travel agent and doing that. Now let's talk about some things that people should look for when they are hiring a travel agent, maybe some questions they should ask.
Right. I think right now hiring a travel agent should be kind of like hiring or interviewing for anyone else. I mean, if you're going to hire a lawyer, you're going to ask questions. Mm-hmm. I think you should definitely make sure you look at their profiles. Look at their either Travel Leaders Network is a great profile. Mm-hmm. You'll find me and thousands of agents from all over the country. Mm-hmm. That specialize in specific things. You want to look at their Facebook. Look at their Facebook. See if they're traveling. Some of them are definitely not traveling as much, so I will be a little weary about that just because, you want to know. I wouldn't want to hire a doctor who's never actually seen a patient. Yeah. Therefore, I wouldn't want to hire a travel agent who's actually never left the continental U.S. You want to meet.
Well, so you can keep up with trends too, and what is happening at airports and those kinds of things.
And what to do if you have a cancellation on an international travel. Now you have a connection somewhere else. What do you do? Mm-hmm. How to skip the line, which I absolutely love. I'm going to plug in a little tip there for you guys. Yeah. Make sure that if you travel internationally.
About to lose my headphones, sorry.
No, don't do that. Get your global entry and TSA pre-check.
Oh, both of that. Little tip right there.
Yes.
Now, something else I wanted to ask you about, what are some other things that they should watch for, in this business as far as scams? And I know we touched on that a little bit, but I know we're living in a day and age where scams are a dime a dozen now. And you have to be very careful about what you're, seeing. And you've touched on some of this. If you see it's, they're not traveling, or you see that it's, going to be guaranteed, or, all these things. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that we need to watch for when it comes to scams?
If you're looking at a lot of things that say, book travel on the side as a side hustle, or book travel so you can go on vacations for free or something like that, or do you want to make money on the side as a travel agent, or booking trips or whatever, something to that effect, you will see them a lot on Facebook pages. Mm-hmm. It's usually some cutout meme type of thing. Just be careful with those. Unless you're wanting to be part of a multi-level marketing agency, then by all means, that's fine. So what they usually do is they do focus on two different things. Some of them focus on selling travel itself, but what they mostly do is sell memberships.
Okay.
So it's kind of building. They're going to say, we're going to build our team.
Okay.
My team is myself, and I have one agent under me. That is literally it.
Yeah.
But I'm her parent agent. So it's a completely different thing. So just be careful with that. Like I said, if you want to go ahead and give it a try, go ahead and give it a try. But we are seeing...
And call you afterwards.
Yeah. Right. Just after you come back. I don't want to clean up the mess. Yeah. It's not the same experience. You don't get the same training. You don't have the same support that we have.
Okay.
So...
and I know that in the name of your business, and I know that you're working on some stuff with that, but it's called Hola Beaches, but you do so much more than beaches.
Correct.
And cruises and those kinds of things. Let's talk about some of the other trips, because I know we all love the islands. It's my favorite. But what about some other trips that you do international?
So we are working right now. We're still working on our Greek cruise.
Okay.
We are going to the Greek Isles next July.
Okay.
So if you guys are interested, come on over.
Come
Let
on.
me know.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's make a party of it.
Yes.
We are working on a few Ireland, Scotland tours.
Okay.
Italy is definitely a popular one.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that, we do land. You want to do a little bit of land and then you want to jump on a cruise, that's fine. Alaska is also a popular one. That's more like a cruise destination, but you can do some really cool land stuff.
Okay.
Railroad is actually pretty popular now.
What?
Yes.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Like Amtrak?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. That's so crazy.
Right? And I mean, it's definitely.
I love it.
There's a type of travel for everyone.
There really, really is.
For everyone.
Yeah.
River cruises are also very, very popular.
Oh,
right
okay.
now. So those are really cool.
Really?
Yeah. Europe, specifically in Europe.
River cruises.
Absolutely stunning.
Oh my gosh. But you have access to all of this. And one thing that I love about you is you and your husband have just completely gotten involved in what we're doing here. And our people just love you. Like you are you fit in so well. We're so glad to have you here in Camden County and working with our people. Is there anything else that we need to talk about? Like, I feel like I've kind of talked your head off about.
I think that's pretty much it. Just kind of heads up for everyone. If you are, if you're thinking of holiday travel, now is definitely the time to start looking.
So if you're looking at a Christmas vacation or anytime around there, need to start looking at it now.
I'm actually booking holiday and spring break right now.
Stop already.
Yes, we do have group space for the Camden County spring break time frame.
Yeah.
On the cruise that leaves out of Jacksonville, so super close. And
I hope you all heard that.
The pricing is awesome.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
And I just toured it last week.
Oh. So you can't wait to get people booked up on it. I can't believe you're already doing it for spring break. I guess that's how it goes. But man, okay, that's awesome. Yep. Now, how can people get a hold of you if they're interested in maybe talking to you about doing some travel?
Right now, the best way to get a hold of me is my Facebook page.
Okay.
So that's going to be at Hola Beaches Travel LLC.
Okay.
Instagram is kind of hit or miss, so you'll find me better on, if you go to my Facebook page or our phone number, which is 860-625-3822. And I'm always on it. So if I don't answer right away, you'll get a text message if I'm on a call somewhere, but that is the best way to get a hold of me.
And I will say that even when you're in a horrible traffic situation, you're still helping people find whatever they need to find for their trip on the side of the road. You're like, yeah, let me do that too. So you guys are awesome. I really appreciate you taking the time with me this morning to be on this episode of the Getting in Your Business podcast. Thank you guys. Thank you, Zahi.